Welcome to Cheap as.
Hey, welcome to Cheap ASF. Does your window do this, or even not even go down, or just get stuck? On this video, I'll be repairing that on my 2010 Corolla. This will work for basically any other type of Corolla. Here's some of the parts and tools needed: screwdriver, some window cleaner, and the new part, the felt weather stripping. Make sure it's the interior weather stripping. Quite frankly, this is very hard to find. I've seen some other videos where they find the part at a junkyard. I'll include the link to it on Amazon, so free shipping and everything. First step is just kind of clean the window up. I'm just using the microcloth and that window cleaner. Both are available on Amazon, super cheap to buy. Just give a good cleaning. I went ahead and cleaned the driver mirror too, and then clean the interior window. So clean that up real good. So after we get that window cleaned up, I just use my pick here, and you could probably use a flathead screwdriver and a Phillips screw down in there. So a Phillips screwdriver is needed. I have a ratcheting one. I like it. It's a multi-tool. I'll include the link if you want it. So go ahead and remove that. And really, it's only 2 screws on here. I have another video replacing my mirror that I just did a few weeks ago. So kind of same steps too for that. This screw I had a little trouble getting out, so I just used that pick there to get in there, kind of pull it out. I think I had actually grabbed a different pick to kind of get it out of there. Probably could have left it in there, but I wanted to make sure I could pull this siding back. So the next step is just pull that door handle back, and there's a little panel here. And same thing, I just use the pick here. You could use a flathead. There's also a tool kit to taking off the interior, and it actually came with those felt molding strips, weather strips. So mine actually flew off here. I had to find it later on in the video. Flew on the floor. Same thing, take that screw off, make sure you don't lose them. Just set them in a nice spot. And take the tweeter speaker, loosen that up a little bit. And it just pops off. There's a clip on there. And actually, so I started pulling this off. And actually the next step is really kind of have to get that window rolled down. So alright, so now I roll this window down, and so technically you could have done that before pulling off that tweeter speaker. Still not a big deal. I was able to roll it down. Can't really see it too well in this video. The window actually was very hard to roll down. I actually had to help kind of push it down a little bit. And then this the weather stripping is actually sucked into there. So what I did is I took one of these tools. Again, they're included with the weather stripping. I also have a link to another set that's super cheap. I went ahead and got that weather stripping out of that crack, the crease, because we're going to be pulling it out. And the next step is just pulling back the siding of the door. You don't have to pull the whole door off. Now you could if you really wanted to. It's not that big of a deal. So you just kind of pull back the top there just so you can get in there. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. ahead and give it a nice pull here. It pops out. There's just a couple of plastic clips in there. You can see that. So I didn't have to rip the whole siding off. And then you actually can see this weather stripping inside of it. There's no screws or bolts on there either. So then you get in there, and I like using gloves because I don't want to get scratched up or cut on here. So go ahead and start pulling up the weather stripping here. Mine was stuck on here. It's probably pretty old. So then I had to pull it up. And then there's actually some felt on here. That's why it gets sucked in. The felt was worn off. And I think mine is worn off just right at the end and a little bit in the middle. It's a really, it's a pain if you're in, you can see right there, it's worn off. But I live in a cold area, so when it gets real cold out, you can't even roll the window down. So go ahead and grab the new weather stripping. You make sure it's the right side. It's a driver door left, I think, or front left. Now you can see the felt on the new ones, nice and new. Now the middle section on here, you can see it's kind of the indentation in the middle. That's where it's going to slide on, right to the left of where I was pointing. Right there. There's a good picture I included on there. And then basically it's going to slide on, and there's a little metal, I don't know what you want to call it, like metal lip on the door. I zoom in here and then you can see what I'm talking about. What's nice, there's no drilling or anything required on this fix, so again, you pull back this siding a little bit. And you can see this metal sleeve inside the door here, right there. That's what it's going to rest on. I take that metal, I'm going to slide it on there, right there, that metal piece. Get you a better view here. So it slides right on this metal sleeve in the middle of the door. You pull the panel back, and then you push it on. It takes a little bit of force because there's some little lips on it. Mine was a little tough to get on. So actually, as I was pushing this on, I was a little bit too much force and the whole panel popped off. So not a big deal if that happens to you. It actually made it a little bit easier to get the whole thing on, so. And you can see the whole side piece. It's actually easier to see now. So I just gave it a nice good push down. You can see there, the kind of clipped in there. I want to make sure it's nice and firm on there. I want it popping up. So then after I got that on, I had to put my panel back on. So there's some clips on there, little plastic clips. You can see the hole there on the left. And there's a few clips too on the right side. After you line it up, you just basically pound it in. Yep, you get a nice good couple punches around the corners. You can kind of hear it click in. You know it's popped in the right spots. Tweeter speaker, make sure the lip fits in there as well. That's usually the last spot. I left it a little bit loose on the top so I could slide the tweeter speaker in. And then there's a little clip right there that pops right in right there. And that will clip in as well. Yep, that's the final one, the clip in. Make sure it's nice and secure. Give it one good round of punches. Get your screwdriver out, and then we're going to put those Phillips screws back in. There's one. I think this whole job is pretty quick. So yeah, this whole job probably around 20 to 30 minutes. Pretty quick. Could be longer if you've never taken a door panel off. But you don't need too many tools, so you put that cover back on there, it pops right in. I had to kind of push it a little bit hard to kind of get the click. Not the best video picture right here, but I just had to put it in from the right side to the left. And then you can see here that window rolls up and down nice and smooth. That brand new felt, completely fixed, and now no longer getting stuck. So thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe, and make sure to keep it cheap.